Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council of 12. We are extremely appreciative to be here with you today, this day of your time. Our transmission today is regarding the secret to human life. You could refer to it as the secret to manifesting your desired life, or the secret to the law of attraction, or the secret to health, wealth, and happiness. No matter the label you put on it, it is indeed the secret that you will never be told about. For in your modern, civilized, cultured world of smartphones, computers, texting, social media, support groups, pharmaceutical drugs, psychotherapists, charities, and all of your other modern wonders that have advanced your society to the level it is at, you have never been more ill, both mentally and physically. Look around your world. It is crumbling. There are those listening to this message who are transitioning into new earth. But that too is happening slowly and quite painfully for most of you. Most of you know all about law of attraction or how to manifest. Most of you know it is all about needing to feel what it is you want, and only then can it manifest. Have you noticed that it does not happen in the timing that you think it should, if at all? Let us explain the fundamental flaw that humans have applied to the law of attraction. The law of attraction is perfect. It is indeed the law of the universe. It is the law of vibration. Humans understand, for the most part, the required steps in order to vibrate at the level of your desires. What humans do not understand is that there cannot be any contradictory vibrations occurring to the level of what it is you are desiring. There is indeed a time span that is required in order to organize and manifest your desires into your physical experience. But that is not what we are speaking here of. For the time delay is indeed quite short. There is no need for it to take months or years. If anything you are wanting is taking longer than days to weeks, then there is a contradictory vibration occurring in you. And that vibration, dear ones, is always the exact same vibration without fail every single time, regardless as to the desire you have. If it has not manifested within days to weeks, then your vibration is being contradicted within yourself with one overwhelming vibration. That contradictory vibration is that of lack of forgiveness. You may refer to it as anger or jealousy or frustration or fear or hatred or any other label you choose to apply to it. But it boils down to the vibration of lack of forgiveness. Yes, dear ones, lack of forgiveness is the only vibration ever that is holding you back from anything in your life. It is you and only you who is causing you emotional pain and your choice to not forgive. The root of every single problem in your life, your health, your weight, your joints, your finances, your relationships, your career, your teeth, your hair, your eyesight, your depression, your anxiety, your blood pressure, your diabetes, your cancer, your everything, is lack of forgiveness. Yes, there are other things contributing to your problems, but those contributions are not the root. The root is not having forgiveness. Your culture in your world has been very carefully designed to teach you to not forgive. Every single one of you carry within you lack of forgiveness. As we said previously, your modern civilized culture of smartphones, computers, texting, social media, support groups, pharmaceutical drugs, psychotherapists, charities, and all of your other culturally modern way of behaving are all very carefully designed to teach you not to forgive. Let us state this one more time for you to understand the importance of what we are saying. Your culture has been very carefully designed to teach you not to forgive. This means that your fundamental way of thinking and being has been planned and manipulated from birth to teach you how to deal with life in a lack of forgiveness mentality. If you learned how to live in a state of forgiveness, then every single disease, every single fear, every single act of suffering would no longer exist. Also, you would be manifesting your desires very quickly. But you ask, are there not those of darkness who would hurt us? Dear ones, if you lived in a state of forgiveness, then their dark powers would no longer work. They would become powerless. They would not be able to survive. They would suffocate from lack of darkness around them. If you were able to live in a state of forgiveness, you would shine, dear ones. You would glow. Your energy would be in such a high vibration that darkness could not penetrate it. The darkness could not even get near because the energetic field surrounding you would be too intense. Now imagine if all of the awakened humans had this glow. What would happen? The darkness would need to move away from it. You would start creating villages and cities where your glowing white light would emanate from your beautiful Christed light bodies, and anyone carrying lack of forgiveness vibration would move far away because they hated that city. As your light grew, the dark would retreat to their own small little areas. Can you imagine this world we are describing? It is pure love and light vibration. This is the world you are creating. This is New Earth, but is up to you to create it. It is up to you to decide how long you want it to take to create New Earth. New Earth cannot hold the vibration of darkness. New Earth can only hold light. Now, let us return to forgiveness. A good test for yourself to see if you have any anger, hatred, resentment, or any other low vibrational word for a person is to imagine performing a foot washing ceremony. At this point, we know many of you have just shut down. Many of you just completely have disregarded this message because you say, how can I possibly forgive that person who hurt me so horribly? I would never wash their feet. Well, dear ones, that is a perfect indication of hatred you are choosing to have within yourself. The circumstance that caused that hatred has passed. It is no longer happening at this exact second. Otherwise, you would not be hearing our words. Dear beautiful children, we love you so much. We want you to understand that you are causing your own pain and suffering. Every single being on your planet is an extension of Source God. Every single one of you. There are some who have forgotten that more than others. There are some who have chosen to do very low vibrational acts. However, they are still children of Source God. And if Source God loves them equally to yourself, then why do you have hatred? Source God does not punish them for their acts, only holds them in everlasting, unconditional love, knowing completely that they will eventually return to light. We know this seems like a lot to ask of you, dear ones, but you must learn to raise your consciousness up from the lower third dimensional way of thinking that you are so used to doing and become the new being of light, which sees everything from a higher way of thinking. We are asking you to mature your way of thinking. Let us be blunt, dear ones, because we love you so much and we want to be clear with you. If you choose to think of someone with anger and hatred, regardless as to what they have done to you, then you are choosing to be immature and childish in your thoughts. We are asking you to forgive, which means deliberately choosing to rise above what has happened, move past your ego, and behave in a mature and loving manner. Yes, that was hard for some of you to think of it in those words, but it is true. If you have anger, frustration, resentment, and many other low vibrational words, you are choosing to behave immaturely. This is the true point in your life where you become adults. Adulthood is not an arbitrary number that your governments have chosen, but it is when you deliberately choose to think differently than you did as a child when it comes to your ego. Forgiveness is not the same as being comfortable with what has happened. It means you recognize they did or you did whatever it was at that time. Lessons were learned, and it is time to move on, because as you are all children of Source God, the lesson does not need to be experienced anymore, and it is time for something new. You love that person because you recognize they are a child of Source God, just as you are. And at some point in your consciousness, not while you are in physical form, you will rejoin with their consciousness and understand everything with new clarity. Let us return now to the foot washing ceremony. Imagine washing the tiny little toes and the tiny little feet of a baby. Can you see them wiggling their toes and giggling with glee? Can you feel the love in your heart for washing the feet of this very young child of Source God? It does not even need to be a baby that you know, just a stranger. But washing the feet of this baby makes you happy because you can feel the bond of that between two children of Source God. Now, imagine washing the feet of a child who broke a window of your home. You know they are in emotional pain. As you wash their feet, you send them love, hoping they can feel your heart and hoping they will find the strength to remember they are full of love themselves. As you wash that child's feet, you silently and emotionally forgive them for breaking your window. That child then leaves after you wash their feet, never to be seen by you again. But you hope they find the love they are missing from their lives. Now imagine washing the feet of someone you love. Feel the exchange of love you have for them while you do this ceremony. Nothing needs to be said, but you can feel the love you are sending them. You can feel the desire you have for them to live a wonderful, happy, joyful, and loving life. Now imagine washing the feet of someone who you are friends with, but whom you were angry with at some point. Imagine as you wash their feet, you feel yourself forgive them for that act of wrongdoing done previously. You consciously choose to wash it away from your thoughts, and you have a deep desire for them to be happy and full of love for the rest of their life. From each of these examples, can you feel how your energy feels as you think about each person? Some of them, you can feel your heart swell and grow to the point where tears might even appear. And others, there might be a moment of hesitation and not really wanting to partake in the ceremony at first, but going through with it all the same. Now, imagine that one person whom you hate, resent, blame. Are you able to perform the ceremony in your imagination with that person, or are you too full of hate and blame? This is a good test for yourself to see whom in your life you need to forgive. You can go through every single person you know, every single person from your past, every single person you meet each and every day, every single person whom you even interact with while driving. Forgiveness is a daily practice because each day you will interact with someone or something that will cause you some level of distress. Prior to bedtime, we encourage you to think about your day and practice the foot washing ceremony in your mind with those whom you felt frustrated with that day. Once you perform the ceremony, you then can let them go from your heart and consciousness forever. It is done and gone and sent away with love. With respect to those whom you hate, resent, blame, it may take you many, many times of practicing this ceremony before you are even able to complete the entire ceremony without feeling hatred for them the entire time. It may take you over 100 times of practicing this ceremony in your mind with them before you can eventually get through the entire ceremony and actually release them with love. Yes, dear ones, as we said before, lack of forgiveness is the only vibration ever that is holding you back from anything in your life. It is you and only you who is causing you emotional pain and your choice to not forgive. The root of every single problem in your life, your health, your weight, your joints, your finances, your relationships, your teeth, your hair, your eyesight, and so on, is lack of forgiveness. Yes, there are other things contributing to your problems, but those causes are not the root. The root is not having forgiveness. Forgiveness is very much like a muscle. It will be weak at first. It must be practiced every single day, and eventually it will become a very strong muscle that works with you all throughout your day. The question is, how badly do you want to be happy? How badly do you want joy and love in your life? Every single thing that you could ever want is yours already. Forgiveness is the only thing that is keeping you from it. Growing up is not easy. That is why they are called growing pains. Dear ones, we love you so much. We want you to understand that each and every single one of you were taught to not emotionally mature. Each and every single one of you were part of a vast, dark plan to keep you thinking and behaving like children. Each and every single one of you have been manipulated into thinking a very specific way. We send you our love now with the very specific intention to activate within yourselves the freedom codes that will allow you to release the low vibrational way of thinking and to activate your high light Christed consciousness DNA. You are ready to release the old. You are ready to release the old. You are ready to release the old. You walk the path of the Christ. Dear, beautiful children of Source God, you are love. You are light. Be the light of new earth now. We leave you now in the love and the light of the one infinite Creator, Adonai.